Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? So, your boy, the only guy who really talks about Cabaneri like that on these YouTube platform. Seeing it this week was pretty breathtaking. I mean, there's some things in this show that once it happens, you're kind of just like, oh, okay, well, this should end out the way I expected, and then it completely plays out like either longer or even shorter than I expect. For instance, the train battle with the sons versus the mother lasted quite a bit longer than I expected, and with them going out the way that they did, it had more of an impact in the overall case of like it felt uh, like they're going to be alive after what they just went through, like instead of showing them straight up catching a knife in the head or something, they fall and there's no like real indicator that they actually die or anything like that. So I'm really interested to see how they actually play that out and where that's going. Or if they're just gonna be like, and they died, so goodbye, so really interested to see how that plays out. Overall though, we really don't know much about some of these other main puppets that are showing up. For instance, both of them had very, very powerful abilities, but it seems like one of them could be much stronger than the other, but at the same time, as soon as I thought that, they both wind up having their own trump cards. I mean, to be fair, the guy who was using lightning this week straight up probably didn't need to use the lightning at all. By the way he was moving, the way he was attacking, um, he had a little bit of everything going for him. And then on top of that, controlling weather. The other guy, on the other hand, though, is martial artist, and we expect him to just be throwing punches and kicks and all that stuff. But tell me why. Tell me why this man comes out and is like his whole body is attached with like bullets, like very, very high pressured bullets in the case of if pistols and machine guns don't work on the puppets, these bullets rip through the puppets. That's the difference in like ridiculous strength that these bullets have. So it's one of those things where you're like, oh, so they're all dead now. Like everybody's gonna get completely bodied. Got it. Because as of right now, you could tell they're pretty angry about um, happening to for the guy with who has all the bullets on his body, he had to show his trump card to, supposed weaker beings than himself, so that's like embarrassing to him. The embarrassing thing for the gesture is he told his whole, life story or whatever he wanted to do, and then had it, then someone actually finally laughs at him, and that's all the stuff he actually meant. It wasn't a joke, so that really made him mad, and he actually winds up showing his true side of, like what he actually looks like when um, he puts on a scary face, you can say. So that was pretty cool to see in the overall case of like they're figuring out a way to break down their defenses, but the two people who did it were puppets themselves, so they kind of had an edge over them when it came down just to knowing how it feels to be who they are, or maybe have programs that they're told that they need to do, and by them telling them like, hey, we never even completed what we were meant to do, and we were created by Faceless, or something along those lines. What makes you think you can do it? And that's kind of the feeling I get when these guys are kind of teasing or like poking fun at them, at these other puppets that are way stronger, or just because they're more likely to have human emotions and stuff like that. That's definitely a thing that actually makes them seemingly weaker than the old versions, but even the old versions started to have some type of, you know, thought process and actually started to focus more on the, what they want instead of just focusing on a goal that they already had failed time and time again, and that goal being making Lady Francine smile or laugh. So, ah man, seeing this week's episode and seeing the two puppets I knew who were pretty much had no chance at all. Like, if Guy didn't have a chance, and people who are human and seemingly we grew up on and throughout some parts of the show, I really had no faith that these puppets were gonna come out alive. Like, come on, bruh. Um, but they did try, and they did take care of, you know, a little bit of time for us to get away. That's always nice, but man, the show is really, really going in on just like bodying characters. So I'm kind of interested to see if that's just what they do and how it be. And if, like someone said in my comments, trying to spoil your boy, saying that one of the girls that pretty much took a knife in the head survived, which I kind of called out too. I was like, oh, she could survive, right? Like, she's been around Eleanor, and the reason why a lot of the other people are capable of doing what they're capable of is literally because uh, she's been around them and gave them the ability to, uh, withstand the sickness a lot better than anybody else who's already like catching it and completely dying. So that's why these guys can even move around. It's because they were just around Eleanor, and one of the main gifted things about being around her is the fact that her body is the thing to save you from this disease. Not only that, she can give you the blood that you need to pretty much, take care of yourself. The only other thing that kind of has me skeptical right now is what are they going to do about the overall like end game of everything. Like, so we see that not only did these puppets throw their lives away trying to fight these very, very strong new age puppets, but they seemingly didn't do much, you know what I mean? Like, they went out there, tried, and got bodied. Like, that's their whole story now, is after getting bodied and not being able to protect Lady Francine, the doll, you then get bodied when you get orders to go and fight and come back to win. So, um, to be fair, they're puppets, and if someone gets to them soon enough, they could probably be brought back or whatever. But I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. I don't know why expert is so hard to get freaking S ranks on, man. It's annoying. Um, but yeah, I truly, truly think that we're looking in a good position for everybody to get just thrashed as this point, because we're only on about to be like episode 32 or 33, and we still have I believe 36 episodes. So if we're not at episode 33, there's still a good bit of stuff to happen, and anything could really happen at this point in time. So that's why I really like Karakuri Circus, and just why it easily resonates with me when I'm watching it, because not only is it fun and looks amazing than a lot of other shows I've seen for a while, but there's a good chance that everything we're seeing here could be used and refurbished for Hunter x Hunter. So that's always a thing in the back of my mind. Not to mention that they dressed the main character like Gon at one point, and the guy who shows up on the train in this week's episode literally does the Hisoka looking through his eye with Joe and pretty much, finding his targets and stuff like that. He literally does that same exact animation. So, coincidence? I think not. It's mainly because the show uh, the studio has had a helping hand in creating Hunter x Hunter the 2011. So super dope in that aspect fully, and I respect it so much that I just want to see what really transpires at the end of the day and how they end all this. Not to mention the fact that we really haven't seen um, Nagami fight in a really long time. So unless they have a plan of just, making him feel kind of I definitely want to see what he's capable of. But with all that being said, I will talk to you guys in the next one. I will be dropping Fairy Gone. Wow, I'm dodging all that. I'll be dropping Fairy Gone here very soon and try to get that onto the channel for you guys. But yeah, thank you so much for the support. I hope you guys have an amazing day, night, evening, whatever the case might be. I'm your boy, the Anime J who misses specials. Oh, I don't miss that. And I will talk to you in the next one. Peace.